Mojang as a company really wants Minecraft, their best project, to be perfect from all angles by its last update. Whether in the early stages of Minecraft or the present, content is always being thought of, with the best suiting content making it into the game, alongside less interesting content being scrapped. I'm not saying all of these features that I'm going to mention are going to be added. This is more of a situation where I explain how I'd think Mojang would implement these features. Anyways, if you enjoy the video, consider subscribing. Let's start with an iconic one, the Red Dragon. A mob that Notch originally planned to add, but never saw the light of day. The Red Dragon could be a form of the Ender Dragon, requiring a form of fertilization from a nether mob or material from the Crimson biome, if not from the End, resulting in its red coloration. If it would be tameable, being red would help a ton with being able to easily define it from the Ender Dragon. The Giant is still in game, but uses the model of the zombie as a base, having no AI. If these mobs were completed, they could live in large caves, needing to be defeated to gain the loot within them. Maybe even having a stealth aspect, having the Giant sleep with the player not being able to make too much noise. Mojang says they plan to add the Illusioner. I feel like the Illusioner's AI could be tweaked a bit, with the Illusioner being either added to raids or their own structures. I would say that the way the Illusioner attacks is too confusing for players that have no idea of how to take on one.
Oh, it's this one.
Have I made you fight this guy before?
No, but I know about it. Ah, I see. Why can't I run? Oh, there we go. Into so watch. He's through the walls. How's that fair?
Do you see the bubbles?
Yeah.
That's where he actually is.
Like, yeah.
Oh, you got him.
I was wondering where he was. Like, you're trying to hit him, and it's really hard.
So what did you think about that? Unfair?
I don't like him. He's annoying.
You wouldn't have known that he was the bubbles if I didn't tell you.
Yeah.
One of the clones could be the real one, with the clones disappearing out of existence upon being hit, like how they do in Minecraft Dungeons. They could even have the same texture as the Dungeons variant, not making it look like he's wearing pajamas. While Bluestone was either some sort of a joke, future teaser, or error while rendering, it could help redstone contraptions become more compact. I would say the old designs for the Strider should still be added, with the Grandma and Grandpa Striders being with the Grandma and Grandpa Striders being brought into players' Minecraft worlds when they're fed a specific rare item. This could give a lot more saddle spaces, with a possible maximum of 9 or fewer spaces that players can use to ride on it all at once. Or, those spaces could accommodate chests and other blocks, maybe even creating a sort of moving mini-home in the nether. The original design for the pillagers has been dubbed the Pirate design. Maybe these pillager variants could be put in shoreline versions of pillager outposts. Skulk Fangs, something seen out of the Warden reveal, most probably would have trapped and slightly damaged players for a short period upon being stepped on, making it harder for less observant players to navigate across the ancient cities. Ancient cities were planned to have vases and bells. Deep slate vases might still be added alongside archaeology, and the giant bell could have been used to completely distract or stun the Warden upon being run. Stone chests could be used in ancient cities to hold better loot, making more vibrations than normal chests. Better loot could be obtained to come in contact with the higher risk. Along with the Skulk Fangs, the Warden reveal showed that the Warden was originally going to be hanging around an abandoned miner's cabin. Having these would help add to the smaller structures that already exist underground. Spore Blossoms could have a cycle like when they were designing it. Maybe closing it could be done through the use of redstone. I literally don't have an idea for what this could be used for, apart from being used for ambient reasons. Copper goat horns were scrapped because the devs weren't satisfied with the item. Maybe their way of usage could be improved if they were to add them in the future, amplifying and slightly changing the sound of the original goat horn instead of having 3 new sounds. I know this next feature is still coming to Minecraft, which I'm personally excited about, but archaeology shouldn't be its own update if they only add what they've shown. It could fit better alongside another update. Green axolotls were shown to be worked on during development, but were most likely replaced with blue axolotls. These green axolotls could be a 10 times rarer version compared to the blue axolotl. Having a lot more varied mobs and items would help spice up variation within all Minecraft worlds. Fireflies are one of the most notorious scrapped features in Minecraft history so far, with Mojang changing their minds over the 2-pixel mob, as some fireflies are poisonous to frogs in reality, because this game needs to stick to realism. Redwood forests and miner hats had been considered, but then denied future implementation, as redwood forests would be too similar to the already existing mega taiga biome, and miner hats being deemed too advanced for Minecraft. Redwood forests could be altered with the bark looking obviously different, having distinct leaves and bark for the trees, maybe even being closer together to create a sort of leaf roof above the biome. Crystallized honey was added in a single snapshot for 1.15, which we don't know what it was meant for. Some have speculated it was some sort of a food item. Wax blocks were also another removed block from 1.15, most probably being a decorative block like the honeycomb block. I'm not sure if these two could fit in. There could probably just be alternative ways of getting food and decorative blocks from bees. Rubies were originally going to be used as villager trading currency, but was scrapped when Mojang developer Dinnerbone couldn't tell the difference between redstone and rubies, being red and green colorblind. I feel like if these were added in the future, they'd have to be done through a system where colorblindness doesn't affect the player's ability to distinguish them. Updated birch forests are still going to come in the future, but wasn't fully announced for the 1.19 wild update. Along with mangroves and ancient cities, this would have helped make the wild update feel more bountiful. Minecart spawners are still in the game's code, being summonable via commands. We're not sure if they were going to be used for specialized dungeons, which would be an amazing addition. Also being able to take it home via rails and make an in-base spawner farm. Luck and bad luck are still in the game, even being in the creative menu. Giving better loot, the stronger the effect. I'd say if they were to add these effects back in, they could just be loot and not brewable, lasting a tiny amount of time. Even content such as single roses and cyan roses were eventually cut or replaced, with rose bushes being more accurate to real rose growing conditions. The original designs and concepts for the skulk and the warden are also extremely fascinating, with different variations like a rust-like growth, a neon skulk, and so many other types. Maybe these variants could be rarer versions of skulk patches, or could even be put to use in completely different areas, like the bone-like growth design being implemented into soul sand valleys in the nether, or this shadowy substance making an appearance in the end. Some other deep dark concepts include coral reef-like growths and amber, which would be really interesting to have, giving players another way to revive more ancient mobs alongside the sniffer. Some of the designs of the warden, or as previously named, the stalker, sometimes would deform into a quadrupedal form, allowing the stalker to fit through one block holes or being faster to chase the player. The wisp was the original idea for the ally, being planned to be added to the nether update, but never made the cut. They would be tethered to a hopper, instead of requiring a note block. If the beta designs for the wandering trader were implemented, there could be other variants that sell different types of items. And finally, whitestone, the original name and texture for endstone, looking like a white cobblestone, with the difference in color being the only difference. This could be implemented when the end is updated, like the end version of blackstone, helping expand the white block palette. A lot of these features would be amazing if added to the game, but maybe Mojang did scrap them for a reason. Minecraft could be a completely different game with these, but we can only speculate. Thank you for watching. Mojang is definitely far from finishing their perfect version that they can possibly make for this game. So, more scrapped content in the future is sure to come. I know I didn't cover every single bit of scrapped content, so if you guys know about other scrapped features that you might find interesting, let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, consider liking and subscribing, because it helps me grow my channel a ton. Once again, thank you for watching, and have a good day or night.